Greetings and salutations, dear Vikings. Welcome to a special day. We're gonna have a few videos out. We're starting today with Pillars of Eternity 2. Because it's an isometric sales happening over here, as you can see, on Steam. And we partnered up with Steam and media publisher for this baby. And we're having a look at Pillars of Eternity 2. We're having a look at Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. You might know it already if you are watching the channel. We did the last Aslanti Permadeath run. And we are gonna have a look at Stone Shard and Solasta Crown of the Magister. So these 4 videos will be out for you, and a little special in terms of Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. But with no further ado, we're now in Deadfire, Pillars of Eternity 2, the sequel to an amazing Pillars 1. I can highly recommend it to go out there and play it if you are into grand RPGs with heavy story, decision making, and if you are a fan of games like the old school Baldur's Gates, you will feel at home right away. I played Pillars 1, I've not played Pillars 2, and I've heard that Pillars 2 is an substantial step up from Pillars 1. Like, it's like 200% better. Mechanics are at play, working good. As we can see, there's now turn-based mode as well. I think I might use turn-based mode because of just having the chat time with my chat, because this is all live here. And you know, take out the timely pressure out of it, because if it is about thinking of the strategy of the whole group at once and be able to talk to chat and play good, it's probably for some an easy task, not for me. But yeah, with no further ado, Pillars of Eternity 2 is mostly functioning around you being a ship's captain. So you have probably some sort of pirate life. But I guess we will hop into the game and have a look at it. Obsidian itself is making grand jams of games, and every time I see Obsidian popping up, I'm just big time smiling. For a lot of you out there, you probably know already Pillars of Eternity 2. I had not played it yet, and man, look at the scenery. Look at the scenery, and I can wait to hop into it. I can wait to hop into it to see the first steps of it. This will be like an hour and a half, like long video kind of thing. Look at that! A lot of customizations, skill sets. I'm in love already. I'm in love already. I don't know. If you guys are liking this while we test the games, we might bring this on board and have like a full playthrough on the stream. Links will be down in the description below. If you guys want to check out our live shows, hop over here. We're always welcoming fellow RPG nerds and strategy nerds. Will feel right at home. Man, oh, look at that. It looks so beautiful. So beautiful. Good. With no further ado, I would say we hop into the game and get it started. Get it started. Drow, how you doing? I was hoping to see your name popping up. Man, I love you. Big love. I would definitely replay this if I'd had enough time, but less. I totally understand it. I totally understand it. So, Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire. Skull to everyone, ! special if you want to know what is going on. And feel free to say hi YouTube if you want to. New game. Real time with pause mode or turn-based mode. You know what? Since this is actually, you know, a short test that we're gonna do, I think we're gonna go choose a real time, because it just will have the flow be way faster. Recommended for players that enjoy classical experience. Exactly. I mean, I enjoy turn-based games, don't get me wrong, and I love more turn-based instead of the real-time pause action thing, but we gotta go for the real-time one. Just for the sake of being a little bit faster in the sense of presenting the game today. You play the game turn-based mode? Turn-based mode was added with patch 5.0, so I don't know when 5.0 has happened, but it's definitely something. Trial of Iron mode is the only one save file kept for the entire playthrough. If the party is killed, the file is deleted. Ooh. Expert mode disables the number of helper features in the games. Players who want to really rely on their own faculties and intuition while playing the game should play expert mode. Oh, I love this. I love this. I love permadeaths. I don't know why. It just makes me happy. So no level scaling. We gotta play on classic. Normally I would go probably on classic and like grab permadeath and expert mode, even though I have not played the game before, because I just love the challenge, you know, the thrill of every step could be your last. And if you like thrills like that, go check out our series of Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous, Last Aslanti modes, permadeath. We have just finished the series, and all the episodes will be in soon up to watch. I think we're missing like 6 episodes or so to the grand finale of our series. Start the game. Oh man, this looks so beautiful. Oh, the transition from the main menu moving up. I love that. Instead of having a new loading screen, just to use the assets that you have. Oh, ho, ho. So good. So good. Pillars 2 is a lot better. I heard it. Everyone said it's like a 200% increase of quality, of story writing, of everything. You love the first one and didn't play the second one? Man, if you love the first one, you were probably not in your pants playing the second one.
Die, and
now shut up, Chad.
Reborn through the turning of the wheel. The cycle of reincarnation watched over by the gods, and made possible through pillars of a mystical substance known as Audra.
The Juju.
5 years ago, you traveled from your home to the Dyrwood, a nation that had waged war against the incarnated god of light, Aethys, resulting in his destruction.
Oh, okay. Aethys died.
Suffered from a plague of Hollowborn, infants born without souls, that many believed was punishment for killing a god.
Exactly. Part 1, Pillars 1.
Secluded ruin, you witnessed a secret ritual that inadvertently transformed you into a watcher.
Oh, we play the same character from the last one?
And speak with souls. The ritual also gave you horrible visions, waking nightmares of a past life that threatened your sanity. To put them to rest, you pursued the man who had led the ritual, a seemingly immortal agent of the gods.
Thaos X Arcanon.
X Arcanon.
Exactly.
With divine assistance, you confronted and defeated Thaos, ending your visions and resolving the Hollowborn crisis. In so doing, you also learned the great secret that Thaos had protected. That the ancient empire of Anguith had transformed themselves into gods.
Ooh.
Your visions finally put to rest, you retired to the castle of Cadnua.
Is that the castle that you have as a player?
Massive statue of pure Audra, where you ruled in relative peace and prosperity.
Ooh. That's nice. There's an important option, if I remember correctly. What option? I think you can import your save file from Pillars 1. Don't get me for granted, but I think that might be an option.
Nice story. You fixing up that old keep, lifting the curse. Must have told it 100 times.
Oh yeah. Do it. I don't have my files anymore from Pillars 1.
Something got to gnawing at me. Thinking the spirits there weren't really at rest. But maybe the gods weren't finished with us.
Old Man Mercer. Oh my god.
I used to dream that when my god came back, he would forgive us. Last the trouble with dreams. Sooner or later, we all have to wake up.
Oh shit. Wow.
And so you wake to a sleepless world. The in-between of life and death. Follow your memories. You have been here before.
So I wonder if the beginning and whatnot is different depending if you import your save file or not, because this feels now we're playing some No Man's, so like a no-name character that was not important before.
You have seen past the shroud.
Oh, okay,
You
it's
are
the same.
a Watcher now, and the Watcher you will stay.
Oh, this is like a recap of part 1. That is cool. I remember you when we talked to the hanging people on the tree.
O Watcher, see souls.
Oh, the poor old man has been also a Watcher. He lost his brain in that keep that you find and build up.
A dubious honor, inheriting a fortress both broken and cursed.
Chad, would you be interested in watching a playthrough of Pillars 1 and 2 as a YouTube series?
What is a god? A higher power?
Oh, I remember
rewarder
you.
of good deeds and punisher of the wicked?
I remember you.
The gods aren't real, but something else entirely. Something created by people.
Dude, this is such a cool implementation
And
of
did you ever
having
consider
a...
that these were things you were never meant to understand? That their comprehension is beyond you?
I love this. I love this recap way.
Let the world see. Let them decide what to do.
The wheel has turned again, Watcher. Come.
Nice. Conversation choices and how you deal with your companions, friends, foes, and all and babies will all carry over when you import your save file. Wow! That is massive.
An aged dwarf shares this strange floating platform with you.
Dwarfy!
His face is creased by so many wrinkles that his features lie buried amid shadowy pockets of skin. Still, the dwarf's well-practiced habits have left telltale tracks of a welcoming rictus across his visage. You can see his smile coming before it blooms, reshaping the dwarf's face from a hanging sack of flesh into something resembling an oddly carved Mary Gore, replete with unhealthy bumps and discolored splotches.
Okay. He's showing me in. Can I talk to you?
The creases of the dwarf's face tighten into a smile as he gives you a courteous nod.
I remember there's, I think, even an option for... was reactive music? Oh, yeah. I think there's even an option for an male storyteller. If I'm not mistaken. But I could be mistaken. Don't get me for granted here. Oh man, this looks so good. Oh. There's one game I've been dying to finish, but it simply couldn't. Torment Tides of... Yeah, Torment!
Sit. Please.
Okay. Playing cards. Do we play a round of Gwent?
Thank you for joining us, Watcher of Caed Nua.
The gaunt woman seated at the table is clad in time-worn black armor that seems too massive for her to move in.
I wonder if the whole... whole game is voice acted. This would be freaking amazing. I know that Pillars 1 was not entirely voice acted. Maybe they redid it, but I don't think so. Even bought a collector's edition. Ooh, Drow. Drow, I would love to have your opinion when we check out the next main game for the channel to play at.
A pale, slender neck rises from the gorget, topped by a hollow face. The milky skin stretched across it is delicate and translucent, like parchment that has been scraped clean too many times.
Ew.
She is preoccupied with the arrangement of cards on the table between you. With each movement, her armor squeaks and groans as though bearing an incredible weight. She places a final card, gives a nod of satisfaction, and raises her eyes to meet yours.
Your brush with the divine has drained you of your powers, fractured your memories. Look upon these cards. They represent the courses of your life. You alone know best how they flowed. Arrange them to fit what you remember.
Oh, this is like a tool where I can see what I did in the previous game if I don't have a save file. Cool. Cool. Yeah, this is all from Pillars 1. So Obsidian kind of recreates my save file. So like which history took place during the Pillars alternative, select the Pillars endgame save import. If you wish, you can create a custom history. You may do so from the options in the main menu. If you're having difficulties finding your endgame save files from Pillars of Eternity, make your own complete game save file in the appropriate Pillars of Eternity save game directory. Wow! This is amazing. For the sake of testing here, we're just gonna go with what we have in here. In Pillars of Eternity, you turn as the lost Hollowborn soul to the Dirtwood children, and you have a pledge to Hylia. You are kind and merciful to the people you encountered, sympathetic to their pain, and charitable to those who needed help. That sounds like me. Fair and balanced. You have pledged to Barath, the god of death and cycles. Those other choices were judicious and balanced, tempered by rational thought and fairness rather than sympathy and emotion. Everything bad, keeper of secret, dark time, survival of the fittest. I'll just go for benevolent soul. Andy, hi dude. Yeah, I know you can download this. Oh, we're just testing this today. So, if you guys are interested, I would do a full series on this. Probably for YouTube. I'm not sure a live stream would do good on Pillars, but you guys tell me. I'll be loving it to replay Pillars 1 and then play Pillars 2 for the first time. We're just gonna go for the preset here, and then we're gonna, when we do the full playthrough, we're gonna do a proper PoE1 play and then use the save file.
Does everything appear to be in order?
Yeah.
Good. Welcome to the Beyond. I am Barath. One half, anyway.
She points a finger in the direction of the dwarf who led you here.
Oh, she's the goddess of death.
Slight, her gauntlet squeaks like a rusty hinge.
Cool. Tibora, Andy, how you guys doing? Happy Odin's Day. Welcome aboard. Exclamation mark special for today. By the way, we're giving away a copy of Pillars 2. Feel free to type an exclamation mark giveaway to see how you can enter.
Dwarf's rictus returns as he nods in the woman's direction.
Tell me, do you remember when we last met?
I don't remember.
She places a card on the table, showing a tall tower. The gods' constellations are arrayed around it in the sky. You remember now. The Hall of Stars in Twin Elms, where you spoke with the gods.
I can't remember. It's too long ago that I played Pillars.
You came to that tower seeking our aid.
Maybe.
You chose to pledge your services to other gods.
Is that so?
Still, a pledge unmade stands fairer in this court than a pledge broken.
I see.
She places a card in the middle of the arrangement. A bell tower with no bell. Her fingertips slowly drag away from the card, faintly creaking as they retreat across the table.
You had need of the gods once before. Now it seems we have need of you.
You have need of me? Oh, now we're talking.
The being that occupied Odnua's statue beneath your castle was the dead god, Eothas. Of this, we are certain. What we do not know is what his intentions are.
Is Pillars of Eternity to a direct continuation of 1? Yes, it is. You can even import your save files and all your decisions from 1 into 2, as we just learned and saw. So that is freaking amazing.
Though Aethys stole a large fragment of your soul, you were strong enough to survive the onslaught and enter the in-between.
Okay, here.
You and he are still connected. He has chosen a body made of living Audra, perfused with the power of thousands of souls, including yours.
Oh.
It would be little difficulty for an experienced watcher to find him.
So he has part of my soul. Am I dead then?
No. But neither is your body truly alive. Your lungs draw breath, your heart pumps blood, but your flesh is as soulless as a Hollowborn. That is, until I return you.
Is that so?
She delicately places a card upright on the table. The art depicts souls flowing out of a pillar of Audra.
Well, I'd like to find him as much as you would. He destroyed my castle and killed who knows how many people around it. So building up all that in Pillars 1 and then that god comes and just like, boop, kills you. Axe is okay, Norseman. No exclamation mark. Just axe. The bot picks you up automatically.
I know. It is my business to know.
Is that so?
322 in Cadnua and your surrounding lands.
300 people died? Oh my god.
Their souls remain in Aethys still. You have the power to save them. Serve me and I will return you to your body. Or don't, and return to the wheel.
Oh, Chad, what should we do? Should we return to the wheel? Or do we serve the goddess of death? Voice acting sounds super good. Siri says 1. Siri, how you doing, by the way? Happy Wednesday. Nice to see you. Miss you, girl! How's traveling around the plains going for you? Let's get on with it.
Good. Before you return to Eora as my herald, you must remember who you were. The last whisper of life and death.
For a moment, the sockets of her eyes darken, leaving the pits of a death's head gazing out at you.
Oh god.
When you can picture your own face, the Beyond will lead you back to your own kind, to the world of mortals.
Picture my own face. That's now character customization happening now, right? Choose a pre-made character or start with a modifiers that you like. Let's have a look at the pre-made characters first. Oh, import character. Gerwin, Miabla, Sigrunda, Perrine, Vati. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. What do I have here? Oh, that's zooming in. I would like to make my own. Oh, this is good! Yes, let's make a female. Let's make a female dwarf. We have Aumaua. The mighty Aumaua, the largest of the Kith race. Hello there. Hello there. Dwarf. Oh, yes. Dwarf best race. Elf. Godlike. The godless are children of the Kith, civilized races who have been blessed by physical aspects, dexterity, intelligence. Uman. Or Orlan. Oh! Hello there. Orlans are the smallest of the Kith race. The many cultures don't consider them as civilized at all, also noble their large ears. Interesting. The graphics improved super much. Dwarf. Dwarf it is. Then we have the sub-races. So we have races, sub-race. Oh man, I love this already. Live in the remote southern lands, where they share rocky tundra and snow-covered forests. They have hunter's instincts. The burrowed dwarves and wilders have long preyed on hunters. Generations of conflict have given them an increased chance to graze against them rather than miss. Okay, so there are good with oozes, fungi, and plants, and ogres, skulders, trolls, withrek, and xopris. What about the mountain dwarves? They're hale and hardy. Mountain dwarves are the most well-traveled race in Aurora. Their incredible journeys have exposed them to all manners of lethal hazards, giving them resistance to constitution afflictions. They're robust. The sick and weakened and enfeebled afflictions affect the constitution attributes. These afflictions can be countered by the constitution inspiration, fit, hardy, and robust. Yes! A mountain dwarf. She shall be. Double H and Mushy King. Welcome in. Happy Odin's Day. Would like to make a single class or multi-class character. Single class characters are entirely focused on their chosen class. They gain access to higher level powers more quickly. Multi-class characters can... Let's keep it simple for now, for the test. We're just gonna keep it simple for the test. Barbarian. Then we have the Chanter. We have Cypher, we have Druid, we have Fighter, Monk, Paladin, Priest, Ranger, Rogue, Wizard. I gotta create here my wife. I hope you're not watching wife. Chat, don't you dare show her the video later on, okay? Don't you dare share that YouTube link later on with her. I'm gonna make my wife. And my wife is very moody when it comes sometimes. So I think Barbarian fits the best. I think Barbarian fits the best here. Brutes, Madmen, Berserkers. I think she would fit perfectly. In a fantasy scenario, she would be the best Berserker ever. Don't get on her wrong side, okay? She will beat the shit out of you. That's what she does to me. That's why I love her. Because we are on an equal level of fighting. When we have an issue, we go into the cage and we fight it out, okay? That's how we do it here. Shield and axe, give at it. Bam, bam, bam. She wins all the time. Barbarian. So there's subclasses to the classes. Wow. Berserker. Frenzy grants tenacious and hardy inspiration instead of strong and fits. Penetration and armor rating goes up. Penalty. Confused while in frenzy. And all of their abilities and attacks are friend or foe. Cannot see health while frenzied. Takes raw damage continuously while frenzied. Maybe just keep it no subclass for now, you know? Just simple. Keep it simple. There's not a dwarf woman that's no beard. I think only Tolkien dwarfs have females with beards. If I'm not mistaken. I can't think of any other fantasy book where the females have beards. Archer. How you doing, by the way? Happy Odin's Day to you. Initial abilities. Frenzy. Ends a barbarian to a frenzied state, granting strong and fit inspiration as well as action speed. While frenzied, the barbarian receives a deflection penalty. Or barbaric yell. Let out a frightful yell, causing enemies in the area to be shaken. Extremely loud use, quad impact. Cone. Ba-da-ba-da-bum. Both are good. I mean, my lady gets more angry. She's not really a yeller. I've never heard her yell, really. I don't think so. I don't think so. Shit. TJ, how you doing, by the way? Don't clip that. You son of a gun. Recommended for Barbarian. Intellect. Dude, my lady is so clever. Dexterity affects the character action speed with all attacks, spells, abilities, and contributes to the reflex defense. It responds a combination of hand-eye coordination, swiftness, and overall grace. I do not know exactly the attribute setups for this game. Plus for that, might. Let's give her a 16 in might. Let's give her an 14 in constitution. 12 in intellect. What is resolve? Perception. 14 in dexterity. Ability duration. Interesting. And a 17 into strength. We're gonna roll with this. I'm gonna roll with this. Right, Norseman? I think only in Tolkien's universe did the female dwarves have beards. Happy Odin's Day to everyone. Thank you for joining. Exclamation mark special. You want to know what's going on today. We have a lot of isometric RPGs to show you today. We're giving away copies of all of them. Because we teamed up with Steam and media publisher for this amazing sales event that is happening on Steam. If you like the game, they already see as well. They're all very highly put down in price for you guys on this special occasion. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Where are you from? Dude, I am not familiar with the lore anymore of Pillars. The Living Lands. Mountainous regions gives you +1 might. The White That Wins, +1 perception. Constitution, intellect, resolve. Okay. Let's bring my perception up. Actually, you know what? Give me... Take 1 away from might and give me 1 more in perception. To have like a 12 in perception as well. Okay. There we go. What is your job? Aristocrat, 100% none. No. Turn-based or active pause, I'm always going for turn-based if I have a choice. Archer, me normally too. I always go for turn-based because I have time to attack with you guys. But for the sake of the video, because we're recording right now as well, I went for active to just be a faster, you know, playing experience to see as much as possible as we can in the short time that we have for testing this. But if we're gonna tackle Pillars 2 for a full playthrough, if you guys are interested in that, to start with Pillars 1 and then Pillars 2, exclamation mark Discord, hop in there and vote for Pillars 1 when we have the next vote for main game. Or we can bring it to YouTube and make a YouTube series out of it. If it doesn't make it for the live stream. It's up to you guys. You guys help and shape forming the content here, so your feedback is highly appreciated. Rutaba, how you doing? Happy Odin's Day, my friend. Doing a kid just wake up, need going to do something soon? Do it. Do it, my friend. Religions, Arcana, Metaphysics. Streetwise, Bluff and Diplomacy. Athletics, +2. Survival, Mechanics and Alchemy. The Drifter, Sleight of Hand, Bluff and Streetwise. You lived your life amongst the nobility. You've been spent and studied craft, you trained and prepared hoping to hone your skills, apply to your trade. Athletics. Merchant. Dude, my lady is super good in negotiating and whatnot. So I think merchant would be fitting the best to this lady dwarf. Available weapon types. Wait, there are firearms? What? You can make a fully pirate? Oh, gods. Oh my goodness. I don't know. I don't know what I want with you. Should I go typical shield and axe? But I think a two-handed berserker might be better. And be like great swords. But I would like a great axe. Like a, you know, freaking huge. Why is there no two-handed axe? Only pole arms. I mean, let's grab a poleaxe then. By defensive with your poleaxe, trading damage for increased engagement. No. Increasing damage at the cost of accuracy. Let's do that. Or dual wield. Wait, can you dual wield in this game, Chad? Does anybody know? No beast teamer. This will. Andy, I have not played Pillars in a long time, so we're gonna go with Barbarian and not help back and go crazy. So we're gonna go with two-handed swords and what else? A blunderbuss. A blunderbuss is like a shotgun. Like, poof. Then the sword. I think I like the idea. Let's have a blunderbuss as a second weapon. Good. Ooh, portraits. I wonder if you can make your own, like import your own portraits and make your own stuff happening here. So we're looking for a dwarf, a dwarfen lady. Dude, these portraits are so amazing. Holy shit. A berserker with a shotgun, exactly. Wow. These are beautiful. Nothing here really screams dwarven except of these male dwarven things, right? I would love a filter here to have like male, female, whatsoever. So, what do you unlike from here? This kinda could go through for my... This looks also dwarfish. This looks more elfish. Dude, there's amazing. These are freaking amazing. Gonna go with this one. Yeah. Colors. Yep. Cloth color. Green, because she's half Hungarian. Head, one. What? If she would be in a fantasy where she definitely will have some piercings on because her whole ears are, you know, pierced. Hair. Oh, that's cute. Ooh. Shame that is just clipping over here. Okay. Oh, that looks amazing. Dude, these are some bad. Holy shit! This is some badass hairstyles over here. I think I will go for this warrior braided look here. In the future, maybe we can make our own portraits for the characters. Definitely, you can do so. Important, you just need to paste 2 portraits to a certain folder, and a second one to there. See, Archer is the knowledgeable here. Oh, this is great. This is great. Here. We're kind of in the dark brownish area. Yeah. Yeah, dark brownish to black-ish. Good. Eyes? Her eyes do wander. Her eyes wander from... Her eyes wander from gray to green to blue. Her eyes like chameleon changing her colors. Super interesting. Fell in love with that. Cocky.
Nothing will slip past me.
Feisty.
Let's go.
Vox Machina voices? Interesting.
I guess this is it.
For the Everlight!
You're going down.
Ooh.
You'd better run. I'll go on ahead. Yeah? I'll lead the way.
Yes. Cocky sounds like my wife. Pose, average. Heroic. Punched. Roguish. Sassy. Stoic. Sullen. Drunk. Dude, you can make a freaking always drunk looking pirate. Energetic. That could also be she. Savage. No. Stoic. Yeah. Yeah, we're going for stoic. Good. Perfect. Watcher's name? Chelsea. Love you, wife. Never watched this video. Okay. Blunderpass, Greatsword, Frenzy, Carnage. Attacks become forceful, so impact others around the target enemy. For every successful melee attack, the Barbarian makes reduced damage attacks. Ooh, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Next.
Go forth now, Watcher, as my herald. Know that I do not give you this title lightly. When the time comes, you will have the power to reveal the souls that cling to you.
Ooh.
To open the gateway from the in-between.
Okay.
To the waking world.
Wakey, wakey word.
Find Aethys. Learn his plans. When I have cause to talk to you, I will summon you.
Oh, Norseman, here.
With a quick gesture of her hand, you feel a sharp pain in what would be your chest. The pain continues, intruding deeper into your soul.
Deeper!
Looking down, you see a small lump of darkness roiling within
Darkness!
you. The darkness lingers there.
Yes!
The pain abates and fades entirely within the span of a few seconds.
Are you sure not talking about my heart?
A chime. Do not fear, Herald. It will not harm you unless you choose to cross me. I trust it will not come to that.
Her gauntleted hand gestures to the dwarf, hovering nearby.
Oh shit! We are cursed by the goddess of death if we cross. Oh my god. Okay, we're fucked.
The dwarf nods, contorts his face with his odd smile, and gestures to a new door.
We are fucked. Orcad, how you doing? Thank you for the stretch. Ugh. We are but one again. Oh, look at that. We have the braidings now going on. Thank you, dwarf. I think for a dwarf we're quite tall. Although, how tall are humans? I can't wait to see a human model next to me. This is so cool. Dude, this is... People have not lied. This is like a 200 increase in quality and visuals and everything from Pillars 1. Just keep going, going, going. Oh, that's my body over there. Oh, we're in a ship. Ooh. We're in the body. Wakey, wakey. Little Chelsea. Wakey, wakey, wife. Oh, I think I remember him. He's not the guy that you meet in the first town in Pillars. Which is also...
Return to your body feels like waking after a fitful drunken sleep. The rocking of the ship sends pain jolting through your limbs. Crashing waves hammer inside your skull.
Oh, I love the voice. I love the storytelling.
Adair watches over your body with a glazed look, taking long, even tokes from his pipe. At the first movement of your chest, he starts, His gasp, mid-puff, sends him coughing and straining for breath.
No, there's no way. You're awake. What are you doing awake?
He's instantly putting his pipe again on.
How are you feeling?
Who are you?
Me? You don't remember?
Adair points at his face, which he seems to be arranging into his most recognizable expression. Receiving no response, he shrugs.
I'm the captain of this boat, and I was real big back in Deerwood. Had this keep called Cadnua. I was famous.
Oh, he's such a liar. Narrator's pure orgasm. It is, it is. Do you know, there was, I think, an option to have a male or female narrator, or was that Divinity Original Sin 2? I can't remember.
And I was what you'd call a watcher. I'd go around talking to dead folks and creeping out just about everyone who saw.
He holds up his hands with fingers curled to mimic claws.
You're just some farmer. Likes to follow me around. Take most of the beating for me when we get attacked. Don't worry, it'll all come back.
Really? I thought it was the other way around.
Well, maybe it was you who was going around being a creepy watcher. I get mixed up easily. That fortress was mine. I remember that. Anyway, you didn't answer my question. How you feeling?
Weak, but it sure will pass.
Sure. You've been out a long time.
How long?
I hate to cast a pall over your recovery, but I'm afraid I have some bad news for you.
What the frick do you scare the shit out of me, lady statue?
The voice echoes from inside the bust. The remains of the steward of Cadnua.
Oh, the voice from the blah, 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 keep. I remember the keep was talking to you in part 1.
Cadnua has been destroyed. Aethus possessed the statue of Maros Nua and rose from the ground, consuming the souls of all nearby. It is only by the exceptional strength of your soul that you survived. And even then, just barely. The further Aethus withdrew, the weaker you became. We chartered this ship and followed him to the Deadfire Archipelago.
Okay.
I know not how, but it seems he has retained a piece of your soul. And proximity to it has brought you back.
I know how.
How could you know all that? You've been faking on us.
He pokes at your shoulder with one finger.
Holy shit.
Misfortunes brewing topside, Magrans fires the captain stirs.
An older man with ale sour breath rubs his bloodshot eyes and stares at you.
Engrim, the smell of drink on your breath could wake the very dead. Now what's this about?
Pirates.
Oh!
They're demanding parley with you, Captain.
I know this is asking a lot, but you better arm yourself and get on deck. Should be some gear in there.
Okay. Okay. Tab. The world of causes scribbles.
There are weapons in the armoire here.
Let's grab it. Oh, I get it. My armor, get my greatsword, my blunderbuss. Grab it all.
Now make some use of it.
Fair enough. Equip items. Yeah, I know how to equip items. Thank you kindly. We have a greatsword. And we have a blunderbuss. Dun 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 dun.
The pirates of Deadfire are notorious. I suggest you deal with them quickly.
Savage attack. Minus accuracy. Plus 230 damage. Cast time instant. Okay, the whole interface is different now here. Cool. Rage. Frenzy. I can go in Frenzy. Visage of the Death Heralds.
If we don't get out there now,
use a watcher power to gaze through your targets deep into their soul, temporarily frighten them. The eye behavior active. Let's get out of there. Starting with some Nasty, nasty action, I see. Give me a quick moment.
Sloop?
There we go.
Lost and alone in the storm?
Solid British-looking captain stands stiff-backed before his crew. He scuffles as he assesses you. Your hair whipping about the ears in the wind.
I'll be taking your ship now, if you don't mind. And especially if you do.
Well, at least he asked.
I am a gentleman of fortune.
Now there's no talk to it. Interesting. The captain shrugs in the sheathed rain before pinning you with a slow, murderous grin.
Give her up easy, and I'll see you get a swift death. It'll be bloody and agonizing, sure. But at least it'll be quick.
What would my wife say in this situation? She would probably super cocky and be like, "Fire the cannons!"
Now you're getting it.
He spits over to the side on the deck.
Listen up, mates.
Exactly, Nexus. Fire the cannon. He cracks his neck and addresses his crew.
I'm off to spear me a bigger fish. One with sharper teeth like. I'm trusting you lot not to cock this up. Don't damage the sloop when you take it. Play with the crew if you'd like, but don't bring me any prisoners. None that are alive.
You had bandwidth! After him!
Okay. Let's get it started then. Armor reduction equipped items. Yeah, I know. Woo! Eat that!
Defend the ship!
Eat him. Get him. Get him. There we go. To the next one. He's flanked. He's dead. Come on, come on. Get him. Beautiful. Another one bites the dust. Oh, beautiful. Wissa!
Picking up! Take cover!
Whoa. What's happening? Next assign then. You've defeated the pirates, but you're not out of trouble yet. The storm picks up, lashing at your ship, driving you in dangerous close at a rocky shore. The Defiant's crew hurries to reduce sails and battens down the hatches. They work quickly, but the ship is still listing heavily. Just then, a loose crate tumbles towards you, gathering speeds in the rake-like deck, and misses you but the nooks of Chitopek, one of your deckhands, of his feet. Oh, misses you but knocks Chitopek off his feet. The Defiant heaves. Chitopek pitches over to the side. He grabs onto the rail, but his fingers are slipping. He cries out for help. Meanwhile, the runaway crate totters to the edge of the deck, ready to plunge overboard. You recognize the symbol on the front and realize it likely contains the salvage from Caed Nua, your keep. Rescue him or save the crate? Oh, man. Oh, man, Chad. What should we do? My wife is an all-loving person. She has so much love in her heart and soul that she, I don't know, surpasses my whole family and her family together in one person. So she would be fuck the crates, rescue the guy. So I will go for rescue. Even though Nexus will be like, great. Rescue Chitopek. Grab Chitopek's arms just as he grips at the grip fail. For a tense moment, he hangs suspended over this rolling sea. Then, a mighty tug, you pull him back onto deck. You hear a heavy splash. The crate from Caed Nua is gone. Chitopek, meanwhile, nods in gratitude and hurries to his station. Meanwhile, the storm nearly driven you ashore. Oh, butt cheeks! A flash of lightning reveals a treacherous coastline and Aethys striding into the distance. The lookout barely has time to shout a warning before the Defiant runs aground. The impact hurls you from deck into the trough of the waves. I love the sound design. You hear that? It was like... And now you have these sounds under the water. So good. The impact hurls you from deck into the trough of the waves. Bodies splintering debris. You struggle towards the beach just ahead. Even the surf tugs you towards the open sea. You kick and paddle with all your might until the last you feel sand between your fingers. Pulling yourself ashore, you collapse. This is fucking amazing. I love this. I love this pirate thematic little thing going on here. Explore the islands. The hunt of a god.
I've been getting a lot of sleep so far on this trip. I'd have woke you, but you look so peaceful with your face in the sand.
Why is the storyteller not telling a story anymore now? Did we click any button accidentally on the keyboard, or is this normal? Eder runs his fingers through his hair and removes a strand of seaweeds he finds lodged there. He examines it closely and then tosses it into the sand.
If you're worried about the ship, you can stop worrying. It's wrecked right over there.
He points out to the Defiant, despite it being difficult to miss from your vantage point. Not enough funding for more? I mean, I get it. It's super expensive.
So far, it's just you and me and the chair lady over there.
Okay.
It's a relief to see you awake, my lady. I worried you were in for another long sleep.
I hate boats. Where are we?
Don't know, but it's real pretty.
Difficult to say for certain. The Deadfire is spotted with islands, some quite small. The good news is that if the storm hasn't spun us round entirely, I'd say we're in charted waters. I believe the Valian Trading Company operates in the region.
You're here.
Hence that little visit from that wretched pirate captain.
But the pirate captain is here as well? Can we patch up the ship?
I'm afraid I won't be much assistance in that regard. And not to doubt Master Adair's capacity, but even he would need supplies.
That's true. Steak, especially.
Patching the hull is only the start. You're going to need help getting the Defiant out to sea again. And a crew, for that matter.
Wow.
Let's see about the other survivors. And somehow we gotta get the ship repaired.
The guy who saved died? I don't know. We'll see.
I don't want to be paddling out of here on a salvage raft.
We shall see.
For now, I'd say your best bet is to find some sign of civilization. If nothing else, we may be able to hire on a shipwright.
Yeah.
My lady, if it is not too taxing, could you explain how it came to pass that you were returned to us?
Squint dramatically while looking at the ocean. I have returned as the Heralds of Berath. I'm on a special mission to find Aethys and learn what his plans are.
Sure. I suppose if any mission could be considered special, it'd have to be this one.
A perilous endeavor indeed. Castle or no castle, you are still my lady, and I will aid you to the best of my ability.
Aw, thank you.
Well, I suppose we better get a move on.
Let's go then. Choose a single class or multi-class for this companion. Choice cannot be done later on. I'll have you as a fighter. Just have you as a tank character. And I be the off tank. Although Swashbuckler sounds also interesting. Swashbuckler is both rogue and fighter. Passive abilities. Use the rogue's ability to approach unseen, adding additional bonus. No, you're not really gonna be unseen. Blinding strike. You know what? We're just gonna keep it simple for the sake of testing here. So fighter. Good, we have a second character. I totally forgot to put my mail armor on. Ooh. Look at that. Chelsea, the dwarven lady. Alice Bounty. Okay. Saber and shield. Dude, this looks so good. What about you? Use your shield to attempt to block incoming weapons. Completely. Resisted against weapons. Recovery time with weapons. By swinging a saber with great arcing strikes, gain penetration at the cost of recovery time. Interesting. Then we have knockdowns. Talk to Adair. So good.
Sure.
So, did we save that guy for nothing? Are we... Is it... Are we dead? Ropes, lockpicks. Help on Blanca? Per con Blanca! A violent term meaning literally for mercy, or little mercy. Oh, I love this explanation stuff going on here. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Like this. Perfect.
Not a problem.
Not a problem. Dagger. What else we got here? Is it like formation that we have? Block formation, X formation. Custom formation. Cool. Wand. And I see ghosts. Already. The Divine is looking far worse to wear after its unexpected landfall. The hull is splintered in several places along the keel, while the tattered sail stands as evidence of your battle with the pirates. The deck of the Defiant is well out of reach from here. The ship groans like a beached whale each time the waves roll in, but it doesn't seem to be listing further. You may be able to climb it. Scale the hull by hand. Watch your only check. Success. Climb nimbly up the side of the ship and reach the top without much as a breaking sweat. Adair is not far behind, pulling himself up and over the railing side behind you. Nice. The Defiant. Hello there. Irena.
You're looking better, Casita. That's
Casita?
worse off than I thought.
It's your captain. The sheet of sweat on her brow and the wand cast to her features belies Irena's casual greeting. I'm kind of sad that I don't have the narrator voice going on anymore.
It's my leg, Matiko. It hurts even worse than it looks.
Irena legs bears a bloody cog along the length of her shin. She swells around her knee, suggests a nasty break. What happened?
I was a stubborn Postanaga. I was trying to fasten this mess down when we struck shore.
Terms of carrot, but
right
it means idiot. I see.
Everything we've been through, and I'm nearly done in by a cask of rum.
Ooh, cask of rum. What happened? Do you see anyone else?
Funny thing, it's hard to see much from the underside of a barrel.
Hang on, I'll carry you back. Might 15, athletics.
Quite romantic, Casita. I'll try not to hold it against you if you drop me.
I'm carrying her now? Oh, it did work. Good. Good. Hello, ghosts.
Consider it.
Voice acting is super good. Good. Ingredients. Can I just climb back up? Climb up. There we go. Once the test is done, we're good to go. Anything else up here? Nothing up here. Okay. Let's move back down. Climb down. So let's see what we can do with the...
Looks like trouble.
Sui. Sui.
Oh.
Mind the boars, Watcher. I can't hold them back.
Ooh! There we go.
Ready when you are. Not a problem.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, fancy seeing you here.
Spirit voices, raps, and shifts are muted as it's been great distance. Even so, he points brightly at you.
I can't see much of anything, really, apart from you. Just endless gray. What happened?
The ship ran aground and you died.
Storm? That's strange. You'd think a man would recall a storm. It's like someone cut away a part of my memory. There's just this big black hole.
Interesting.
It's weird. I thought death would be different. Big light and so on. But I don't see anything at all. Just you.
Well, Birth Church me with guiding souls to the afterlife. I suppose you're my responsibility now?
Oh. Suppose that sounds nice enough. I'll follow you then, shall I?
Come along then. The spirit falls into a steep step behind you, radiating cheer.
Still seeing ghosts, huh? Suppose you're stuck with that.
Yep, still seeing ghosts. Sword. Spark crackers. Interesting. I wonder if I can like throw crackers around. Okay. What do we got over here?
Hope the rest of those sodden bastards made it. At least my leg don't hurt anymore.
Yeah, because you're dead, my sir.
Hey, I'm see-through.
Yes, you are.
Hope the rest of those sodden bastards made it.
Yes, you are.
There must be other survivors out there.
Well, we shall see. We shall see if there are other survivors out there. Oh, is that the old guy with the breath, rum breath? Hey, you guys.
Spy, Magran here. My flame burns yet. Is that you?
Yeah, that's me, Chelsea. Eld Elgrim appears to be in sound condition, though his wax jacket is soaked through. He praises you with the blurry-eyed amusement.
You woke just in time for the fun. Fighting off motherless raiders one moment, flung into the freezing depths of Ondra's bosom the next.
Ondra's bosom. I love it.
Aye. Magran learns us poor bastards that a little excitement's good for the heart.
Last Magranites to travel with the almost went mad because of his goddess trials.
Aye, but almost mad ain't fully mad. Old Durance. The goddess shan't forge another like him in our lives, Captain.
Is it so?
Can we go back on the ship now?
Bella. You're still drunk, aren't you?
Dry as kindling, Watcher.
Bella, don't let Engrim be a bad influence while I'm gone. But shouldn't you be helping?
Oh, but I am, Captain. I pray for the dint to test ourselves anew against the pirates. We'll nae let them slip away a second time.
An idea we should start?
I heard some hollering by the Defiant. Worth spying on, just in case someone weren't cast from the deck onto the strand.
Okay, okay. Well, don't let Engrim be a bad influence to you while I'm gone.
That's unkind. You're the one decided to pluck this wean from the wilds of Aer Glanfith. Blame that stone steward of yours for bringing the furry maid along.
Uncle Engrim, You promised me ale.
Oh. Oh ho ho.
Later, sweetie. Uncle Ingram's thirsty too.
Taps on his chest near his heart, sounding a thunk of something metal beneath his priest's jacket. Oh, that's hilarious. Hey, don't start smoking already, mister. Stranded. Deadfire Archipel. Oh, these are active things that I can do.
Need a hand? Can do.
I see, I see. Dude, it looks so good. Oh, they're walking through the water. Sea cave. Oh, he lived! He lived, Chad! Nexus, he's alive. Cheeto pack.
It is good to see you well, Watcher. I believe the boars were hoping for easy meat.
Why are the bows aggressive though? Reads with a relieved nod and checks the pistol at his hip.
The bosun, Beedle, is in that cave over there. Ran in after a boar. Stubborn old dwarf.
Why out here then?
I was able to calm one of the boars with a spell. For a time, at least. By the time I was through, I had lost sight of Beedle.
Okay.
I remained here, hoping he would return quickly. He has not.
What happened?
After we made landfall, you mean? I woke and Beedle was close by, swearing fit to bring Andra's wrath upon us a second time. We began to search for supplies.
Okay.
I came over this way in hopes of gathering some of that blood moss over there. I thought it might be of use. I imagine the boars had the same idea.
I'll look for Beedle.
I will make for the campfire. I must get this pistol cleaned if it's going to be of any use. Be careful in there, Captain.
Okay. I will. At least you didn't waste for not grabbing the crates. I mean, you never know. And I always decide from not logical what makes sense, but what I would do role-playing the character that I am. And now I'm role-playing, or try to role-play my wife. So she's super kind-hearted. She would definitely go and help the people and be like, fuck the items, let them go overboard. Okay. We're in a cave. New map discovered. Got some XP here. Stealth. Press the button in the lower center on the old key.
Quick and quiet.
Shh. Quick and quiet, Chad.
I guess we're not the first to head this way.
Not a problem.
Why, do you see some steps in the sand? What do we have here? Torch. Flint and tinder. Heart stack. Looks like some food. What the hell is this? Pox cap. Oh, with some shrooms. Okay. Oh man, the level design is so good. Ew, what are you? A cave beetle. And skeletons? Dude, it was... Oh no. Is that the dwarf? No, it must not be the dwarf.
Boars.
Yeah?
Come on. Stealth detection, I know. Whoa.
Death to our enemy. I meant to do that.
Oh, it was left click to do that. Never mind. Nice. Can you just... Also attack only.
Yeah.
Same goes...
Just
yeah,
say the word.
AI, please do only auto attack. Larvae.
I'm on it. Ahead. You're mine!
So now you can go and do that. You can go and rage. And attack now. Oh my god! Did just obliterated the skelly. Holy goodness. I'm still in range, right?
Better run. Just giving them a fair shot.
Wow. Get him. Oh, pistol. Oh, yes! Boom goes the skelly. Exactly, Rutama. So satisfying. So satisfying. Okay, we got a little shot on us. That's okay. Formation. Let's have a custom formation. How do I do the custom formation, though? Right click to modify. There we go. You go front, I go back. Like that, okay? You should be the first to be attacked. Okay, let's have a look down here. My wife sounds like a lovely lady. She's amazing. She's freaking amazing. Don't get on the wrong side, though. She'll kick your ass. Cave Corral. What do we have up here? Ooh. Waterlogged notes. Still no sign of Benwith. How much longer are we going to wait? This was an old camp of Benwith? Interesting.
Alright, but I'm keeping what's in there.
Mechanic skills so low, damn it. I have no rogue in my group. And we're gonna need some trickery character with us. What do we got over there? Scroll of Blessing. Requires Arcana.
Death to our enemies.
Rusted copper constructs. Revenants. I'm a little bit afraid of this. Whatever you may be. Can we knock you over? Gonna go ranging. Very good. It's knocked over.
Slippery devil. Leave it to me.
Oh god.
Death to our enemies.
Knock you over again. Beautiful. Yes.
Ready when you are.
Very good, very good, very good. Knock him over again.
You'd better run.
Yeah. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
Knocky, knocky. And smack. Down goes the construct. I love this slow-mo zoom-in thing that's happening here.
What's a little killing machine doing out here by himself? The cave anyway. Collecting his thoughts.
That's a good question. Oh god, he killed the metal machine.
Hard to clean.
Metal machine apparently killed all the group members. Ring of minor protection. That we're gonna give to... Oh my goodness, we have so much new. Weapons. Oh, they're just blue because they knew. I see. I see, I see. So, what do we have here? Principe head. You wanna have... Do I wanna wear that? I'm a pirate, sir! My protection, fortitude, reflex, and will. We want to have you this, being the tanky tank. There we go. Dragon Lady, how you doing? Welcome in. It's a Saber, and we have a Saber equipped. Good. Then the medium shields. Heather is the same, but just looks different. Okay. Fair enough. I love that he's smoking his pipe. So cool. Grab all that. Beodle, there you are, mister.
Damn pirates. Andra, take your scabrous souls for fish food.
Beodol. Still alive and calling everybody scabrous, I see. Well, now we got a bosun. Just need a boat.
Adair. And I see that corpse we've been carting around is looking a slight more sprightly. Good to see them trying to find a way past without losing a leg or getting a face full of poison.
I see them. I'll guide you through.
Well, if you're certain.
Not really. Point out a safe path along the floor, and Beetle makes his way along, sweating and stiff-jawed. Save on the other side, he lets out a breath. He lets out breath he's been holding and wipes his brow.
It's just bats and stinking corpses in this cave. You find anyone else?
We've got a campfire going on the beach.
Then I'll head that way myself. See you on the beach, Captain.
Gotcha. And we've leveled up, I think. Yeah, first level. Nice. Now we get active skills and passive skills. So we are good at intimidating. Oh, it's our party thing going on here. Okay. I'm good at athletics and stealth. Okay, wait a minute. Yeah, I want to cancel the level up. I will check him out first. So, athletics and explosives are your thing. Okay. How about I give you sleight of hand as well? Not the sleight of hand, mechanics, I mean. Mechanics, and then we want over here survival. Next. Ability. So, passive. Gain scaling effectiveness in unarmed attacks. Though not as effective amongst unarmed strength. Benefits from increased accuracy. No. This character becomes more fleet and nimble. Arm bearer, gain an additional weapon set. A fighter with intensely focused on their training gain the aware inspiration for a short time. Aware inspiration. Perception +5. The fighter intensely focused on the training, gaining the aware inspiration for a short time. Okay. Okay. Fast runner. This little barrage, why not? Beautiful. So, give me +1 in athletics. And we're gonna get a +1 in intimidating, because my wife is very intimidating sometimes. What do we got here? Causes the barbarian to lash out when in pain, granting a bonus to damage for as long as he or she is bloodied or near death. Then with fast runner, arms bearer, and monastic unarmed training. Barbaric yell. I'm gonna go for that. Next.
You see that?
Trap detected. Disarmed. Oh, that gives me experience. Oh my goodness.
Hey.
This is freaking great. Empower.
I got it.
Oh, that is amazing. That means we're gonna go back here to grab the chest. And I love that the bodies remain on the floor. And the bodies on the floor. The bodies on the floor. If you just joined in here, exclamation mark special, exclamation mark giveaway. We have several isometric RPGs to show you. There is a big sales happening on Steam. We've partnered up with them. And lockpick. Elder's Mechanics. Total Mechanics 1. Lockpick costs 3. Do you want to pick the lock? Yeah.
But I'm keeping what's in. Guess I wasn't so hot.
Valen Frock Coat. Base armor. Interesting. Let's have a look. We're giving away a copy of each game that we're showing right now, so feel free to check it out. How does it look? Oh, we can go full piratey, man. Oh, we're gonna do such a swashbuckling character, Chad, when we play this completely. I mean, that depends on if you guys want to play this game on the show. If not, I will bring it to YouTube 100%.
Nothing will slip past me.
Trouble up ahead.
Nothing can stop us. I'm all the way up. Oh! That was a hidden smack in the face. I love that one. Beautiful. Look at that. The skeleton didn't have the chains even to do anything. Mossbows. Ooh, baby.
Looks like trouble.
I'm on it.
Better run.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Let's get angry. Ow. Let's do that thingy. Barbaric Yell. Shaken. Very good. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Can you throw it prone?
Yeah.
Strong and fits. Let's try it one more. And it's dead. Ew! The pirouette of death and then falling down. Great. Great.
Of course.
Put in mail. Cave corral. What, this goes even deeper? Is this like an endless cave kind of thing? Abandoned hideouts. Ah, the water should glow an eerie blue and the cave glistens in reflected light. You can just make out an opening in the cavern wall to the northeast where the water flows onwards. The tunnel seems to extend a short distance before turning sharply, but you cannot see where it leads. Send someone to scout ahead for air pockets. I have high athletic, so I'm gonna go. Take a deep breath and step down into the water. I love this sound design. It's like, and now you hear this bloop, 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 happening. Your powerful strokes propel you along swiftly, and you find a few air pockets within a comfortable reach of your starting point. You certainly can make it through the tunnel without much trouble. Swim through. Air pockets provide a much-needed reprieve as you make your way through the cramped waterway. You make short work of your journey. You come up and into what appears to be another smaller cavern where sunlight streams in from the opening stone. Hello? We're here. Interesting. Villario's Rest. Where have we come? Where may we be? I see a ghost. A foul, briny stench rises from the sodden crates of your contents.
Told him not to bring that thing in there. Didn't like the look of it one bit. But no one daren't speak poor of his precious animancy tech.
Animancy? The signs of soul manipulation. Ghostly figure paces length for the small outbird with quick, deliberate steps, muttering to herself for a while.
Special gift from his contact, he says. Now it's acting all weird. Gives me the damn creeps. You feel it too, right? Like it's looking straight through you?
She turns piercing purple eyes on you. She shakes her head and resumes her pacing.
Came out here to get away. Couldn't stand it staring at me anymore. Then... Oh, my memory's fuzzy.
Anyway,
you want a Benwifs? Haven't seen you for, but he's been bringing all sort of new folks on lately. Can't hardly keep track.
Looks like the rocks did a number of your boats.
I think I remember something about a boat. Yeah, and some screaming. Look, maybe we should stick together. Feels right, you know? Well, with you being the only other thing around and all. I can give you a hand with, spirity stuff.
Stay with me then. I'll find a way to return to the wheel.
I tell you, mate, I'd take anything over this endless grey. Even Remagon's frosty ass crack.
Dispositions. You've gained a reputation in a disposition. Disposition represents how people perceive your personality through the world. Even seemingly nasty reputation will be favored by some people. See icons for effect and dialogue. Decisions on disposition enable the show personality reputation option in difficulty settings. Spirit tries to give you a friendly pat on the shoulder, but her hand passes right through you. She grins and walks along behind you.
Not a problem.
Pistol, potion of minor healing, stun bomb. Ooh.
Hey.
You're good with stun bombs and such alike. Yeah, you are.
Sure.
Well, back to the sea cave, it looks like. Or was there something more? I'm not 100% sure. Maybe there was. Maybe there wasn't. But what lies ahead on our journey and what will happen to our Watcher and if the Defiant will be repaired and will be seaworthy again? We will find out at another point. If you liked what you see here, let me know. Hop in our Discord and share with us your opinion on this. And of course, let me know, for those watching the VOD later, in the comments, if we should do a full playthrough on the Pillars of Eternity saga. Oh man, it looks so good. I'm super intrigued. That's the word I'm looking for. I liked what I saw. If you liked what you see, you will find out the links responsible to it in the description. And if you're here with us live and you'd like to stay here, smack the heart button. And for those live, sadly not for you watching, exclamation mark giveaway. See how you can enter. We're giving away a copy of this. And I'll see you in another video very soon about Solasta, Crown of the Magister. Feel free to check it out. Should be somewhere up, down below the link straight for you to watch the VOD next. Yep. See you soon.